Welcome back to the Violent Life Podcast. I'm Lucas O, MMA, with my boy V here. And we're just going to break down the main event of last week, get into some MMA news going on right now, and take a look at these new rankings. V, that call of Manel'S, you got it right, man. That was it was a wild fight, you know. First round was a coin flip. I had a buddy with me, and between him and I talking, I didn't get to score at first, but I saw it was basically split after the first round. And then second round, my buddy and I watched intently. We both thought that it was a 10-8 round for Horiguchi. Round three, Horiguchi came out. He was whooping ass, man. And then, he threw a big shot that missed. He froze and got caught by Manel. Great adaptability by Manel'S. But it did also make him look a little more human than we've kind of seen him recently. So, going into the flyweight division that's so booming right now, it does make things a little weird with Manel'S, in my opinion.
Yeah, with my work schedule, I usually am able to get out in time for the co-main event, and then I could at least watch the last two fights. Um, Unfortunately, I got out this weekend, and I was hoping to turn on the main event, hoping it was starting up, but it was already Manel's post-fight interview, so that was kind of annoying. But from what I saw, yeah, Horiguchi was doing his thing for 2 rounds, 2.5 rounds, and then Star Boy, he he found his moment, found his shot, put him out. You know, like you're saying, it does make things a little interesting because that's such a top-heavy division. Um, but I think that this stylistic fight for him, especially considering he lost the first fight, granted it was 8 years ago, it's still a hard matchup for him, especially with how Horiguchi's been looking as of late. Um, so I would still favor him against guys like Tyra. I would favor Cop against guys like Tyra. Against guys when you start talking about Van and Pantoja, however, I feel like those guys have separated themselves from the pack a little bit. So those are more challenging fights. Before Van fought Tyra, I was favoring Cop to beat Van, but after how fucking sick Van looked against Tyra, I would still favor him against Manel. But I guess in this fight and a lot of his fights, Manel just proves he just needs one sequence. Guys have to be almost perfect against him to beat him. Mokaev fought a perfect fight. Pantoja the first time, it was a close fight, but he won the fight. So Cop just needs one moment to break through, find his finish, and I do see him as of right now ranked number two in the division. I think that's where he's actually ranked right now. I would have to double check it with the new rankings. We're gonna get into that later because there's some fucking crazy, crazy spots for new
Yeah.
fucking people. But yeah, this division's gonna be one to look out for in the future for sure, with all the rising stars, their talent.
If you could peek ahead 3 years into the future, who do you think is champ in the flyweight division right now?
In 3 years, I would say either Van or Kavanaugh.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking Kavanaugh too, man. Van's great, but we've seen him exposed once. So,
We've seen
Lord
we've
knows
seen
what.
we've seen them both exposed once by the same dude.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. But, awesome, man. Well, it was a solid card on Saturday. You got a pretty good on paper card coming up this week, but just getting into it. If anyone has not been keeping up with Ultimate Fighter, I've recently gotten into keeping up with what's going on. It's actually been a few seasons since I've tuned in, and when they announced that it was going to be Bisping in DC, I really hated that. And now that I'm watching it, I see why they did it. And it's like it really just like helps them ease the tensions around the staff so they can really focus on the up and coming athletes, which I don't like. I love the hype of having bad blood coaching and getting to see that get settled at the end of everything as well. So but so far there's been 2 episodes out. I think 3 actually comes out today. um they got the 2 weight classes. I want to say the women are straw weights. Yeah, it is straw weight. Okay, yeah. So they got straw weights, and then they got bantamweights for the men. And first episode they had this chick Melissa Amaya against another girl Melisano, and you know DC and ended up taking out Bisping's first pick. Melissa Amaya came out, beat the brakes off this chick, took her down, subbed her. It was a cool way to start off the first episode. It made me consider watching the second one, which I did. You had the first guys fight, which was Christian Strong versus Marlon Jones. I'll tell you what, man, DC is super cringy. He kept following this Christian Strong guy around, literally screaming his name at him over and over again. And I'm like, oh, Daniel Cormier, add this to the reasons of why to hate you, man. He's so annoying. Um, Christian Strong was an American wrestler, of course, DC like that. Marlon Jones, British striker, of course, Bisping like that. And the whole thing that DC was pushing was the British can't wrestle, and that's basically what happened in this fight, man. 2 rounds, just getting grapple fucked. The guy couldn't get up, and he was all bummed out when it was over. But I think like I said, next episode's out tonight, and it's gonna be Anita Kareem versus Giovanna Canuto. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But you know, enough with the small coverage. There's been some big news flying around under the radar that not many people are talking about, and I just wanted to put a little spotlight on it. On July 5th, for ACBJJ, Raul Rosas Jr. will be grappling Zabit Magomed in a submission-only grappling match. V, how does that sound to you, man?
Been a long time. Zabit, the man, the myth, the legend. Um, that sounds pretty fire to me. But I think Zabit, he's too dangerous. I think I see Zabit finding a submission here. Um, but it's a good test for both guys. I would love to see
Yeah,
Zabit back in the octagon one day. I mean, it's by the day, by the years that have gone by, it's been more and more unlikely. He hasn't fought since 2019, I believe,
yeah.
Against Calvin
This
Kattar.
is his first time competing at all since then.
Yeah, it should be exciting. Should be exciting. I'm not a big grappling guy, but Zabit
Yeah,
Zabit is, a guy that he had so much potential, and everybody was saying he was going to be the undisputed world champion at the time, and who knows? Because looking back on it, that was such an interesting time frame when he was coming up in the division because it would have been him or Volk to be champion. and he definitely had a style to give Volk a lot of problems. Um, but the one, I guess, the one bad attribute about Zabit's game is that he always faded late. I don't know if you remember. I remember Zabit versus Cater was a main event, and it was a three
Yeah,
round main event.
3 rounder. He didn't want to do five.
He didn't want to do five. So, I think Volk, if he could survive the first few rounds, he would have took over late. But that would have been a hell of a fight. That would have been a
Uh,
hell of a fight at the time.
Hell of a build up. Yeah, I mean, Zabit is definitely one of the biggest what ifs that we never got to see him continue, but this will be exciting, man. Rosas has the youth on his side, and I definitely think that we could see that kind of play a factor. And I'm on your side. I don't really watch grappling myself. I've watched like one of the UFC BJJ matches, but like I turned it on for the prelims. I think I fell asleep in the second match, so I'm not usually watching grappling, but for Zabit's big return against Raul, man, you know what? This is super fun to me. I'm excited. Like I said, not a lot of people talking about it. I think it'll be worth the watch. That's going to be on July 5th, and we'll find out more info and get that out when we find it.
Hell yeah.
Now, for the moment that we have been anticipating, the UFC just released their new ranking system. And as V mentioned earlier, there's some ludicrous movement, and we're gonna start looking at the weight classes and see what bullshittery the UFC has pulled this time.
Let's go through all of them. Go through all the weight classes and let's just break down how you would rank it if you think some of these guys should even deserve a number next to their name. Now
Ah,
it's a different criteria now to be ranked. It's going based off of activity plus finishers. So let's see if that holds up with these rankings.
yeah. Well, we got starting with flyweight. Joshua Van as champ. Number one is Pantoja. I'm not. I don't disagree. Uh, Manel's number two. That makes sense. Tyra's number three. I'm a personal Tyra fan. I like that, but with some of the other names, I'm not sure if that's where he should be. Roy Val, number four. I mean, I guess.
I
But
wouldn't
then
put
you
him at
have,
four. That's what
yeah, I wouldn't either
that's where
because you got
I'll disagree.
at number five, you got Loner Kavanaugh. I think Loner's up there. Give Loner number four.
Um, n-
I mean,
I
looking at the names, who do you throw in there?
I would I would think that even though he just lost, I would still put Haraguchi at four. I think
Interesting.
I think Loney at five is a good slot for him.
Horiguchi is coming in at number six, actually. Um,
Number six for me would be Royval because
yeah,
I don't know why you would put him at four. He hasn't won in over a year, so
yeah, especially if this is going based off inactivity, that's not really too accurate. Um, at number seven, you have Almabayev. At number eight, you have Amir Albazi.
whew,
Oh man, has Amir fought since Horiguchi?
no. And
Yeah,
the guy hasn't won in two
yeah,
fight. He's
right.
on a two fight skid, isn't he?
Three, I think.
He lost to Gooch. He lost to Moreno, right? And he
Oh,
lost.
and then he lost to Kai. He's technically on a 3-fight losing streak, but
And that Kai fight
he's
was
not
what, two
actually.
2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Something like that. Yeah.
It was probably
So he's
3 years
been,
ago because he was out for a year.
yeah. And then you have Brandon Moreno ranked right underneath him. That's
I had to pull it up on Instagram, so let me just go over it with you. Yeah, Moreno 9. This is where it's just ludicrous. It's
Kevin
absolutely,
Borjas
it's
just got
absolutely insane.
just broke a crazy losing streak, and
The guy that's 2-4 in the UFC
yeah,
is number
is
10 in the world.
number 10 contender at flyweight. Wow.
Yeah, nah.
With Mitch Raposo coming in at 11.
A guy
That's
that
that's
a guy that has
horrible.
two wins by split decision is at number 11. Um, this is where I would say got the, and I'm not big on Alex Perez, but I would say Perez deserves to be higher. Charles
Yeah.
Johnson definitely deserves to be higher.
Yeah, dude,
Usyk
he was
Usyk deserves to
14
be higher.
before the move. Charles Johnson was 14 before they made the changes.
That's insane. I would have. You take Amir, Moreno, Borjas, and Mitch. So that's 4 guys right there. And if you just, I would put Sumadarji at 10. Sumadarji could go at 10. I would put Urseg at 8. 9, Johnson. And then right below Sumadarji, I would put Perez. And then the other guys you just shift down. And I don't care where the fuck you want to put him. Amir should be, Raposo shouldn't even be ranked. You want him to be ranked? Fine. Put him at 15.
Yeah,
Boras,
I agree.
put him at 14. Shouldn't be ranked. You want him ranked? Fine. 14. Moreno should be right above Albazi.
Agreed.
Especially considering Moreno not only beat Albazi, but Amir hasn't won since he fought Moreno. So that's a ludicrous. This is probably the worst rankings of any of the divisions right here. That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, and we were just talking about flyweight too, man. Yeah. Well, I'm very curious to see whether this is gonna stick or not, and what Dana's response is gonna be. I know you mentioned he doesn't care, but
I don't think he gives a shit.
it'll be interesting to see how he gets questioned by the media about this.
He should. He should be getting questioned
Yeah,
on a
they
lot of
will.
these
They will.
spots. The bantamweight division, I'm gonna start where I disagree. And are you looking at the rankings right now?
I see it all. Why don't you run down, read us the names until you get to where you disagree?
I'm gonna say I would start to disagree at 8. At 8. You know what? I'm looking at it, and I really don't have much of a problem with any of this, to be honest. I would say if anything, maybe Zahabi, and as much as we were shitting on him a few weeks ago, maybe he deserves to be ranked above Figueiredo, because Figueiredo hasn't done much in the past few
At all.
years. So,
So running down real quick the division, we have the champ is Peter Yan. We have number 1, Marab. 2, Umar. 3, Sean O'Malley. 4, Corey Sanhagen. 5, Mario Batista. 6, Song Yadong. 7, David Martinez. 8, Hayoni Barcelos. 9, Marcus McGee. 10, Fareed Basharat. 11, Davison Figueroa. 12, Amon Zahabi. 13, Charles Jourdain. 14, Bryce Mitchell. And 15 is Montel Jackson. So you would just swap Amon and Charles Jourdain. Sorry, Amon and Davison. I agree. I'm actually impressed to see Charles in the top 15.
Yeah, I
But he's
mean,
over
I,
Bryce. That's
I wouldn't. Yeah, I think he deserves to be over Bryce. I think he does. He's done more in that division than Bryce has currently. Even though Bryce has 2 wins, um, but Charles has been finishing people and putting on good performances. He's also been very active. Um, so maybe if I don't think he has fully deserved to be over Figueiredo, but I wouldn't be upset if you wanted to swap Figueiredo another spot down, put Charles over him.
yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
I have no problem with the rest. I mean, my dude Cheeto, RIP, you're out of the rankings.
But
Um,
listen, I'm a big Cheeto fan. I think that is wholeheartedly deserved. Cheeto,
yeah,
I love you, man, but you have been fighting like you just do not care anymore. And, maybe this will light a fire up under your ass, or maybe it's time to retire. I think, that's all we want to see. Either
yeah.
retire or start fighting like your old self again, man.
Well, his old self was always the same. It was always he just was able to find finishes. You don't. I don't think we don't got Rob Font anymore. Um, I don't know about um, what's his name. It would be nice to eventually see Dangerous Davy Grant ranked. He's had a few losses, but he's winning most of them. And he's also active. Um, yeah, I'm not. This division isn't terrible. Not compared to flyweight. Flyweight was just what the hell are we doing here?
So far, flyweight is the
The worst.
worst.
By far the
All right,
worst.
moving on to featherweight, real quick. I'm just gonna run it down. We got champion is Alexander Volkanovski. We got number 1 Movzar. We got number 2 Diego. Number 3 Lerone Murphy. 4 is Aljamain Sterling. 5 is Arnold Allen. 6 Gene Silva. 7 Pat Sabatini. 8 is Youssef Zalal. 9 Nathaniel Wood. 10 Kevin Vallejos. 11 Melquizael Costa. 12 Steve Garcia. 13 Aaron Pico. 14 Joe Anderson Brito. And 15 is Jose Miguel Delgado.
And right off the rip, number 5 is where I start to disagree.
Arnold at number 5, man. That's another one where, I love Arnold, but
I mean, it just doesn't make
I
sense. How are you putting over Gene? He just lost to Gene a few months ago.
no, I know. I know. I mean, that's the thing. That should be flip flopped.
That should
Um,
be flip-flopped. I'm fine with Arnold at 6. Zalal should be at 7. Get Sabatini the fuck out of here. Drop him all the way down. I don't think he's better than any of these guys. I mean, who's he coming off a win against?
uh, it was, uh, it was, William Gomez. Well, he's on a 4-fight win streak. Jonathan Pierce, Joe Anderson Brito, Chepe Mariscal, and William Gomez.
Okay, so he has a win over Brito. So
I mean, but
based off of how we've been to stay consistent, we can't put Brito over Sabatini, and honestly, I don't think I would anyway. Um, because Brito's kind of let me down. I know he's coming off a win, but he's kind of not fulfilled his potential. Um, I love. So I put there's a law of 7. I love Nathaniel Wood, but I think Vallejos should be ranked higher. So I put Vallejos at 8. You could keep Wood at 9, even though you could argue Garcia should be ranked higher. One loss against Lopez shouldn't really hurt you too much to get dropped all the way down to 12,
Well, and again, if you look above him, you got Melquiz Costa, who
who he
he
beat
beat.
and finished
So,
and dominated.
dude, they gotta like reshuffle these rankings, man. I mean, they gotta whatever they use to code the program that did this, they gotta tune it up a bit more because this just doesn't work.
I have no
It
problem with some of the I have no problem with the guys that are actually with the numbers, like in the rankings. It's just the way they rank them is not really making sense.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like I feel
There's
like
there's some
it's
fine tuning needs to be done.
in some instances they're favoring activity. In some instances they're favoring finishes. Um, but there should be an equal balance. I mean, again, these guys I feel like all deserve a ranking next to their name. My biggest the thing I'm most happy about with this featherweight ranking is Yair got the fuck out of here, booted his ass. Uh, Emmett is no longer ranked. Um,
Yeah,
so I'm okay with all those. I'm okay with all those. But just the way they ranked them is just odd to me. It's just very odd.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
and Pitbull's not in the rankings anymore. And that would bring up the question, does a guy like Pico even deserve his ranking? Um, so
Agreed. A
there's a lot they got.
decision win over Pitbull.
We can't really hate too much just yet because this was the first week they're doing this. Hopefully it gets better over time. Um, but what this should do is make nobody feel safe with their ranking because it's going to change quick. You know,
Yeah, yeah. No
something
more, no more sitting around waiting
no
for the
more
title shot.
exactly, no more sitting around just waiting. Because I would not be surprised if as we go to this lightweight division, if Ilya does need a long time out early next year, we could watch him drop down. He's number 1 right now. He could drop down to number 5 based off of the activity factor.
That's true, but they still got Pantoja at number 1.
They do. That's true. They do. So who knows? We'll see. Going to the lightweight division. This is where it shakes up the division for this weekend. Is now Torres is ranked 13. Fiziev is no longer ranked.
Yeah, that's wild.
You're telling me Grant Dawson deserves his ranking spot over
So running
Fiziev?
through it real quick, we got our new champion Justin Gaethje, number 1 Ilya Taporia,
Say it
2
louder.
Armin, 3 Charles Oliveira, 4 Max Holloway, 5 Benoit Saint Denis, 6 Matus Gamrot, 7 Renato Moicano, 8 Quillen Salkilled, 9 Paddy Pimblett, 10 Mauricio Rufy, 11 Dan Hooker, 12 Tom Nolan, 13 Manuel Torres, 14 Grant Dawson, and 15 Rafa Garcia. I mean, yeah, man. It's wild to see some of these movements. Yeah, we got
I'm gonna go.
Moicano at number 7 off a win over Chris Duncan.
I'm gonna go a step further, and I'm gonna say I disagree at that number 4 spot. I feel like that Gagey win is really holding Holloway at number 4 because I would easily put Benoit at 4 at this point if we're going off of activity and finishes.
I don't know. I don't think you could say that the level of competition they've been fighting, man, is so. I mean, what they both fought Poirier. Max kind of smoked Poirier, whereas Poirier smoked Benoit, and then they both got grapple fucked, but Max made it 5 rounds to a decision.
Max Max
Rufi
fought
didn't
Max
make it too.
Max Max and Benoit fought a very different Poirier.
I mean, what, 2 year difference? A year and a half difference?
It was a big difference. You're talking about a
Yeah.
guy that gave Islam life and death the month after he fought Benoit, and then you're talking about a Poirier that couldn't even take a shot from Max, who's not known as a one punch KO artist.
Yeah. Well,
It was a very different Poirier.
regardless.
You know, maybe
Reg-
maybe 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 Poirier was one more drink the night before getting arrested that night. Who knows? Because that's how he fought that night.
yeah, okay. The Dustin shots.
What a time,
Uh,
bro. Connor's fighting next month and Poirier's getting arrested. What a time.
uh, yeah, hopefully it's McGregor getting slept.
Okay. Um, yeah,
Anything
I
else you
mean,
disagree with in this division?
yes. Why is Rufy ranked below Paddy, South killed Moicano? That doesn't make sense. I wouldn't even rank him below Gamrot. Um, I would put Rufy at 6.
Coming off a win over Michael Chandler?
And Fiziev
Sorry. Let me rephrase that. Coming off a win over a punching
um
bag with arms and legs,
coming off a win, a murder of Michael Chandler, and he finished Fiziev.
who's not even ranked, by the way.
He was at the time.
He was at
And
the
this is
time, but we got the new rankings.
but we're talking rankings. We're not talking about rankings no more. The new criteria is activity and finishes. He had 2 finishes this year alone.
Valid point. Valid point. But just when you look at competition,
Okay, Gamrot's coming off
I
of
think I think Rufy should be above Patty.
South
Uh,
Hill, above Moicano, and above Gamrot, 100%.
yeah, I get. I mean, if you're really factoring the activity part of it, but then again, listen, yes, Patty's coming off a loss, but he's coming off a loss to the champion, so that's kind of keeping Patty up there too. I think.
But he hasn't been active.
No, but you know what? It just goes to as another piece of these rankings making no fucking sense.
Exactly. Put Rufy at 6. Slide Gamrot down to 7. Swap Patty and Moicano. So now Moicano is at Patty's at 8. Moicano at 10. South killed should go to 10. Moicano should be at 11. I would put Hooker lower than Nolan. Nah. I would keep Hooker above Nolan, actually. Manuel Torres, and then Rafa Garcia, Grant Dawson. Someone should be out of that ranking, and Fiziev should still at least be 15.
I don't. Yeah, I don't really disagree too much with what you're saying. Um, I just think that they need to figure out their structuring a bit better. Um,
And I mean, who's Bobby? Who's Bobby been beating? I mean, is it crazy to say Bobby doesn't deserve a ranking? He's been active and winning.
yeah, well, and He's got a fight coming up soon too.
Yeah, he's fighting Terrence McKinney. That's gonna be a hell of a fucking fight.
And did you see they just bumped the Gable Stevenson from
Anytime.
the
I am
opener?
good. Good. I'm very happy
Terrence
about that.
McKinney and Bobby Green is our new opener for
And
the
it
Conor McGregor
deserves
card.
and it deserves every piece of everybody's attention, every part of everybody's attention for that. That's gonna be a sick opener.
Yeah.
The only person that would have deserved it more, and maybe I would have done this, would have put Bobby Knuckles because he deserves it on the opener, and then you could do Bobby and McKinney as the prelim headliner. But in no way, shape, or form did Gable Stevenson deserve that opening slot. Hell no.
I mean, honestly, dude, you do Gable Stevenson as like the headliner of the early prelims.
Nah, you can't put a nah. Put him somewhere in the middle of the prelims. We did this already with Bo Nickel, and now Bo's finally starting to pay off a little bit. We can't you got to give the legends that have done their time their respect. Keep Whitaker and Krylov in that prelim headliner spot, and then slide Gable Stevenson to the fight right below that.
All right. All right. Well, we'll get into that when the time comes. Let's not get too
Yeah,
eager. Um, moving on.
welterweight.
Welterweight champion is Islam Makhachev, my friend. I'll say that one nice and loud and clear for you. And new. All right. Number one, Carlos Prates. Number two, Ian the Cuck Gary. Number three, Michael Morales. Number four, JDM. Number five, Sean Brady. Six, Gabriel Bonfim. Seven, Bilal Muhammad. Eight, Leon Edwards. Nine, Joaquin Buckley. 10, Kamaru Usman. 11 is Mike Malott. 12 is MVP. 13 is D-Rod. 14 is Uros Medic. And 15 is Yaroslav Amosov. Wow. Well,
Where do you disagree?
excuse me. I think number four is a little bullshit, in my opinion.
Fuck off.
I don't know why JDM is ranked number four he beat Bilal a little over a year ago. He's lost two fights since, and look at how Bilal's done too. I mean, I don't know.
I think number one is a little bullshit.
I don't know. You just beat the guy who just was champ.
But to put him over the guy he lost to.
Yeah, but what is the guy he lost to even looked that good recently? No. And the guy he lost to almost got finished in that fifth round.
That was a Nate Diaz moment. All right. He got 49-46. That was like when Nate Diaz hit Leon with that 1-2 and just flipped him off. It was like nobody really remembers the fight. They just remember the end sequence that happened. But they forget that that was a complete one-sided fight. Both of them were completely one-sided. They just remember that last minute of the fight. So, doesn't take away the fact that he got dominated.
Yeah, well.
And he looked human on the feet.
Well, if we're talking about dominated again, Islam dominated JDM. That's, bad. JDM got dominated in two fights back to back.
Listen, JDM at 4 is perfect.
I don't think so. Why does he deserve the number 4 spot? Why should he be in the top 5?
You're gonna put Sean Brady above him? You're gonna put Sean Brady above him? You're gonna put Bonfim above him? Come on.
They've both been doing better than him recently.
Put your hate aside.
If we're going on activity.
What are you saying of recently? Brady beat Buckley in a boring one-sided decision. The fight before that, he got starched in a minute. And Bonfim,
Yeah,
he beat Bilal. Okay, welcome to the club. Everybody's fucking beating Bilal. So,
you knocked out Rude Boy.
I let's not go too far, man.
Whoa,
Rude Boy's
okay,
my
yeah.
boy. Rude Boy's my boy.
Uncomfortable territory, my friend,
Yeah,
huh?
Rude Boy's my boy. It's all right.
Yeah, okay. So I think the JDM slot should be moved, but I'm not gonna gripe too much longer over it. Um, Bilal at 7 is great to see. I'd like to see him go a little lower, but so
Well,
we'll take 7 for now.
this 8 and 9 slot is where it gets. This 8 through 10 is where it gets like tricky.
Well, because they finally used the not strategy, but the guideline we've been talking about, but it doesn't make sense this time. You got Leon Edwards over Kamaru Usman. Kamaru's coming off wins. Leon's just been embarrassed in his last three
But
fights now.
we're not really following that strategy because look who's ranked right in the middle of them.
Yeah,
And who did
Joaquin.
Kamaru beat? So it's like,
Oh
um,
man, this is gold, dude.
yo, Gilbert retired, right?
Yes, Gilbert did retire.
Okay, that's why he's not here. I mean, he probably wouldn't have been here anyway, but honestly, this is where I might get a little crazy. I have no problem whatsoever putting Amasov at number 8 and jumping the pack.
No, you can't jump Kamaru. That's the only one in that group that I say you can't. He can't jump Kamaru.
Why?
I mean, dude, Kamaru's got former champ status. He went on what? His losing streak wasn't even that bad. Went on what? 3? Was it 3? Was Chimaev his last loss? And then he beat Joaquin.
Yeah.
And then is he matched up? I forget.
Dracus.
Yes, right. They just announced that. Yeah. So honestly, dude, yeah, I stand by that. You can't jump Yaroslav over. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do that, then you bump up Kamaru to number 8 and then put Yaroslav at 9.
Just based off of more of what have you done for me lately type of thing, I have no problem with Usman getting ranked above Leon at this point. Um,
Yeah, Leon's on a bad 3-fight losing streak.
a
That's
bad 3 5, and you know who's not going to be like that?
who
You know
JDM.
who's not going to follow this trend? JDM. He's the last time he lost 2 in a row. He went on a 17-fight win streak. That's going to happen again.
Okay, we'll see who they give him. They better give him a easy opponent next.
Give him Brady.
God forbid. No, dude.
Give him Brady.
You don't want to do that.
I
You don't
want
want
to
to do
do
that.
that.
Oh,
Fuck you
you
mean?
don't.
Fuck you mean? I don't
What
want
do,
to do
what
that.
do I
I want.
mean? What do I mean is look at how JDM handles grapplers, bro. Look how JDM handles grapplers.
Who was the only person to out grapple him was fucking Islam.
There's 2.
He had a fucking completely shattered fucking forearm, and he still
Yeah,
got up and KO'd that guy.
yeah, you got lucky. Landed a lucky knee, was getting controlled for 2 rounds.
Lucky. Okay.
Yeah,
And
got
and and just so you know, the judges had a 2-0 anyway to JDM, so it didn't even fucking matter if he got that finish. He just did
he
it for
was
the
getting
love of the game.
controlled on the ground.
Did no damage.
Yeah, well,
It was
no,
2-0 JDM. It was 2-0 JDM anyway.
I don't think we'll be seeing JDM stand up against Sean Brady.
I think we will.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll have to wait for that one. If JDM can find it in his heart to return.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, any
I mean,
qualms? Any other
I
qualms with welterweight?
Yeah. You will just disagree with it. I'm in favor of just jumping the 8 through 10 guys down and putting guys like Malat over them, MVP over them, Uros over them, and Amasov over them. I'm just in favor of that.
Yeah, like you said, I'm
Not
not.
really, not really, not really. D-Rad, D-Rad hasn't been active, so I
not
could
not
you
even
could
Euros Medic. But I mean, Medic's been active, but he's not. You
he's
can't
finishing
jump
people.
him.
He's finishing people.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna jump him over Joaquin Leon Bilal. Like, come on, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I disagree with that.
Maybe. So maybe not Mike Malott. Mike Malott hasn't really been active, so you could keep him there. But
Yeah, and he beat it. He got the easiest fucking layup with Gilbert Burns. I mean,
listen,
took
the
him three
dark
rounds to fucking finish him.
the dark horse in this division is Amasov. If you don't know, you're gonna know soon.
Yeah, yeah,
We need to
agreed.
see him in Islam. So I am all for fucking skyrocketing him to that title shot.
Okay,
You're
well,
talking about a guy Islam. What is he? 27-1.
something like that. 28
Okay,
and one. I don't know.
okay. He beats Gary 28-1. Amasov is like 29-1. You're talking two of the highest level grapplers in the game. That fight needs to
Yeah,
happen.
that'd be fun. We'll see. Islam's got to hang on to that strap. You know.
Yeah, because if he loses, he's retired. No doubt in my mind. The next fight, if he does lose, he's retiring, and I still think he has maybe 3 more fights left in him before he
Yeah,
retires.
I don't think he's got long either. Yeah, no. Um,
I think by the end of next year, he's going to retire.
she.
Sucks, buddy. All you had to do is beat a 38-year-old Justin Gaethje.
Eh, eh. Moving on to our Lord Savior, champion of middleweight, Sean Strickland. Then we got coming in at number 1, we got Hamzat. Number 2 is Dreykus. 3, Imavov. 4, Brendan Allen. 5, Joe Pfeiffer. Number 6 is Kaio. 7, Anthony Hernandez. 8 is Izzy. 9 is Gregory Rodriguez. 10, Jared Cannonier. 11, Christian Leroy Duncan. 12 is Bo Nickel. 13, Paulo Costa. 14, Ikram Alaskarov. And 15, Rainier de Ritter. Wow, Paulo's still in middleweight rankings, huh?
Bye bye, Dolidze.
Good riddance. What about, let's see. Yeah. You got Brendan Allen at number 4 off a win over De Ritter. It's crazy.
Nah, he just fought.
Who did he beat?
Shabazi.
That's even fucking crazier. And he's number 4.
Well, the only guy he's lost to in recent memory is Imavov, so kind of checks out. And that was a close fight.
Yeah, Kyle at number 6. I don't really like that.
Where would you rank him?
Kyle's coming off a win as well. I mean, I don't know actually. I think you either no here's what you do. You bump Joe Pfeiffer up to 4. You bump Brendan Allen down to 6 and Kyle up to 5.
Why would you do that?
What do you mean, why would you do that?
Who is Joe Pfeiffer? I mean, he beat Izzy. Okay. Who else does he beat?
Beat Kelvin.
Ooh. Welcome to the club.
Hey man, I'm just saying.
Brendan Allen's beating top level guys.
I don't know. Call me a hater. I just don't think Brandon Allen's number
Brendan Allen
4.
was the guy to start the Raiders losing streak, and he made him quit on the stool.
He had 2 fight losing streaks.
Izzy's been losing for years.
Yeah.
Izzy comes back and looks worse and worse, just like Chandler. Worse and
B. Joe
worse.
Pfeiffer.
Nah, Joe Pfeiffer could actually go to 6, and you can move Chow up to 5.
It's Kaio, not Chow.
It's fucking Chow.
Well, you got Anthony Hernandez at 7 and
Cool, keep
Izzy
him
at
there.
8.
Ah, you can move Izzy down to 9. I have no problem with that. Bump up Gregory.
Yeah, bump Gregory up. Uh,
Jared
it's
Cannon
crazy.
here.
Bruno Silva's not in the rankings.
He just got slept.
Yeah, but was he in there before?
I don't think so.
Because I'm just saying, if that's the case, I mean, Gregory Rodriguez number 9. So what was he fighting? An unranked dude at number like 13 or something?
Well, he lost to Gregory. You were there for
No,
that.
but that's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying is that if Gregory's this high up and he's only fought Bruno Silva to get this high up, then what was Bruno Silva when they fought?
I don't know. But Gregory's been like he starched Hermanson before that. Like he's been getting finishes.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, but then again, he lost to Cannonier last year. Got knocked out. So it's like again, it's like kind of tough to like where would you rank these guys?
Yeah, dude. Nobody's undefeated anymore.
Yeah, we know. I don't think Bo Nickel deserves that ranking at all.
Come on, off a win over Kyle Dawkins? Of course he does, bro. You
I know
thought Kyle Dawkins was gonna beat Bo?
the way I was
Come
talking
on,
about
dude.
it. Yeah, the way I was.
Yeah, bro.
I think Usury deserves a ranking.
Yeah. I mean, he looked great in his last fight.
His
I
last
don't
few
remember.
fights.
Yeah, I don't remember. Dude, I know that you shut it down last time I brought it up, but Izzy and Belgary, they already fought in kickboxing to see them fight again, and it's one of Pereira's guys.
Well, if he
I
was
feel like that's the fight to happen that needs to happen.
if they gave him a deservable ranking, then he could easily fight Izzy, who's now ranked 8.
I mean, come on. At a certain point, brother, we've seen it before. Cheeto Vera versus Jose Aldo. What, Dreykus versus Rob Whitaker. We've seen him do it before where it doesn't matter about the ranking. There's 12 spaces in between them, So, I still think that would be a great fight to make storyline-wise.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with Ikram having the spot. I'm okay with Reiner still being in the top 15. I'm just not happy about Bo Nickel getting a ranked
Well, we
spot.
got Ikram fights this weekend.
Yeah, so we'll see what he does this weekend. Who's he fighting?
Oh, he's fighting. Oh, Bruno Ferreira.
Ah, there you go.
There you go.
Bruno could be ranked this weekend, and you know who else could be ranked this weekend? Is Shara Bullet if he gets a finish.
When he gets a finish. We're talking Michelle Pajeda, the guy who got finished by Kyle Dawkins. Brother, if Shara does not finish Michelle Pajeda, I don't know what MMA is, bro. There are things that are supposed to happen in this sport, and Michelle Pajeda being finished by Shara Bullet is one of them. Bet the house on Shara.
Okay. People told me I was crazy when I picked MVP to beat Shara.
Yeah, I picked MVP to beat Shara too.
I made easy money off of you know who with that one.
Oh yeah.
Fighting, fighting, fighting MVP with one eye when you're a striker and he's a striker is just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, well, fighting a dude who sucks when you're a good one-eyed fighter is easy money. So bet Shara Bullet, hammer that shit, get rich.
Light heavyweight,
Moving on to light heavyweight, we got our champion. Not getting over it. I called it. Carlos Oberg. All
paper
right, number
champion.
one, Alex Pereira, paper champion, knocked Yuri the fuck out. What are you talking about? Number one, Alex Pereira. Number two, Magomed Ankalaev. Number three is Yuri. Four, Paolo. Five, Jamal Hill. Six, Khalil Roundtree. Seven, Dominic Reyes. Eight, Volkan Ozdemir. Nine, Azamat Mirzakhanov. 10, Bogdan Guskov. 11, Dustin Jacoby. 12 is Navajo Sterling. 13, Alonzo Menefield. 14, Johnny Walker. And 15 is Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucked up shit with this one.
Didn't they just announce Jan Blachowicz is rematching Azamat, right?
No, he's rematching Guskov.
Guskov, right. Hey, they're both bald Russians with beards. Forgive me for confusing
Jan's
them.
not ball. Oh, you're talking about Ozma. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Azamat and Guskov are like, well, actually, one's got a beard, one doesn't, now that I think about it. So, that's on me.
First things first with these rankings. Are you noticing what I'm noticing?
Hmm. I don't know. What are you noticing?
Take a look at number 5 and number 6.
Oh, again, we have, I mean, there's got to be a name for this. I mean, fuck. The backwards algorithm? Like,
I, how is Jamal ahead of Khalil? They just fought last year, and Khalil won dominantly.
yeah.
They both lost to Yuri, so
They
why?
both got slapped by Erie.
Khalil's been more active. They both got swept by Alex.
Yeah. Yeah,
Roundtree is
so,
still fighting sooner. He has a fight against Ankalaev soon.
oh boy. Yeah, I mean, this is, well, now you got, yeah, Khalil at 6 fighting, Ankalaev at 2. Alex is definitely going to be out for a bit. Yuri should still be out for a bit.
I think
Dude,
Volkan should be above Reyes.
we got to do Carlos Olberg versus Paulo Costa. That's the fight to make.
No, it's fucking not.
Yes, it fucking is.
No, it's fucking not. They're doing Roundtree versus Ankalaev because Ankalaev, more than likely, should win that fight. And by the time Olberg's ready to come back, they could do Olberg and Ankalaev. That's what's gonna
Sounds like
happen.
you want Ankalaev to get it.
No, I really don't. Hey, that's gonna be like when it's Olberg versus Ankalaev fight week, right? And I got my casual friends who are like, "Yo, V, who's fighting this week?" And I'm gonna be like, "Ah, don't worry about it. You can skip this weekend." I'm gonna have no like, who gives a shit about that fight? Because this is the dark ages for light heavyweight. Having one of those two as champion.
maybe name value wise, but dude, I mean, performance wise, hey yo, if you especially if you want to talk about casuals coming in, casuals who don't know a thing, who don't care who Yuri is or who Olberg is, come on, that last fight, dude hurts his leg and wobbles around for a whole round and then sleeps the dude. That's entertainment, brother.
Because that should have been a crime against humanity. The guy was fighting against with someone with autism. Like you just can't predict it.
My,
It's
how
unfortunate it happened, man.
how it flipped. We're gonna sit here and talk like that as if certain we weren't yelling and a certain me's face during the fight, going, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah."
He wasn't there.
Huh?
Never mind. Nah,
Schizophrenic?
Costa should fight Yuri.
I like that fight. I think Paolo knocks out Yuri.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, he
Uh,
just
that
got
that
knocked out, and I'm crazy. I just said Yuri was getting knocked out, and I was so crazy. And now I'm saying that I think if he gets this matchup, he'll get knocked out. And I'm crazy again.
yeah, I don't think
How many
Costa's.
times do I gotta pick Yuri to get knocked out and be right?
I,
What does it have to take for me to not sound crazy for saying, "Oh, I think
Co-
he might get slept one more time"?
Costa isn't Allberg. He's gonna get slapped in this fight. Maybe even
Yeah,
submitted.
man. Okay.
I'll give Allberg that respect. He trains with high level strikers. Navajo Sterling, he's in the rankings now. That's his teammate.
Yeah.
Allberg trains with Izzy, trains with Volk. He has high level strikers at his gym. So Costa, he just beat a fucking fat old Russian. That's all he did. And a fat old Russian southpaw, Costa has a history of fighting better against southpaws because his body shots are his kicks, his body kicks are there, his head kicks are there. It's what happened in that fight. We saw it against Luke Rockhold. He beat Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold was a fucking chinless old man too, and he couldn't finish him. I see Yuri rocking him, putting him to sleep in that fight, but that's the fight that they should make. Um, or they'll probably do like fucking Reyes versus Costa. Because Jamal Hill shouldn't even be in the rankings. He's moving up to heavyweight. So Jamal Hill kind of like we can't really match him up with anybody.
Yeah.
Vulcan deserves to be ranked higher. He deserves to be ranked higher than Roundtree, Reyes, and Hill. Maybe do Vulcan and Costa. That's a banger. Guaranteed fireworks.
I mean, what makes you hold Vulcan so high in praise?
Who's he lost to?
I guess just the champ. I mean,
Which
if you
people say
go
was a
back, he
very
lost
to who?
if if you go back, he lost to Nikita Krylov, he lost to Ankalaev, Yuri, Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith, Daniel Cormier. So all big names for sure, but that doesn't scream, uh, high level ranking to me. Not with
He
the
is.
wins he's getting. Like,
He finished Guskov. He finished uh Menefield. Um, and his fights with Alberg and Reyes were very fucking questionable decisions, both of them. I forgot about the Krylov one. That was a long time ago. And Ankalaev, champion. Cormier, champion. Like this division's nuts because it's one of
yep,
those
yep.
divisions where like I feel like Cormier could come off the couch and win this fucking belt back. It's a very weak division.
No, no. I
Yeah,
think I
yeah.
think who gives Daniel Cormier problems? Josh
Who?
Hoke.
No, he doesn't.
Josh Hoke. Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't, bro.
To beat DC off the couch, we're not talking prime DC here. We're talking DC off the couch.
I'm saying TC off the couch could come off the couch and beat these guys.
Well,
he's
speaking of
gonna just take
DC
him
off the
down.
couch, let's get into heavyweight, brother. Heavyweight, we have the champion Tom Aspinall. We have number 1 Cyril Algon, 2 Alexander Volkov, 3 Sergey Pavlovich, 4 Alex Pereira, 5 Josh Hokiv, 6 Waldo, 7 Rizvan Kuniev, 8 Curtis Blades, 9 Sergey Spivak, 10 Vitor Petrino, 11 Walter Walker, 12 Brando Pericik, 13 Mario Pinto, 14 Mick Parkin, and 15 is Ryan Spann. Sorry, did I miss Ryan Spann making a heavyweight debut or something?
Yeah, he's been fighting at heavyweight. He might have
Oh
only had
yeah, I
one
guess
fight,
he
but I
has, and I just no. He fought Waldo.
he lost, got knocked out. I bet the under
Yeah,
one
he
and a
fought.
half on that fight, and I was sweating.
And then he also knocked out Buchecha. But I don't know. All right, I mean, look at it quickly, dude. Is Kuniev fought since he fought Blades?
Yeah, not sure against who though, but I remember seeing he fought recently.
Oh, he beat Jelton by decision.
That's what it was. A very boring ass decision.
Jelton's not even in the UFC. We got Rizvan Kuniev at number 7. Wow. Um,
Yeah,
Vitor Petrino at
get
number
Cooney.
10.
Yeah,
You were saying?
I was gonna say get Cooney the fuck out of here. Put him down, drop him. Uh, Mick Porkin, put him at 15. Pakuniev, 15. Span, uh, 13. Petrino should be right below them. Bump up Pericic and Walker. If you want to put them over Spivak, I don't care.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
have
mean,
no
other
problem
than
with
that, I
this
don't
ranking
seem to
really.
have too
Other
much
than
of an issue. Well, Vardy. Well, and then I'm gonna say, I think you and I are both on the same page. Fuck the women's divisions. I don't really care too much about
yep,
their
we'll,
rankings.
we'll let it play out. You know what's crazy is that we are
But
3:30. What's crazy is 3:30 in Philly is the first women's title fight on the line this year.
damn, since we saw
And we
the
have
the chicks
not
fight
had
in MSG, right?
hmm and we have not had one women's main event this year. So I only know this because Guru pointed it out and kind of just piggybacking off of what he said. Why didn't anybody tell us we were living in such a golden age right now? I love this. It's
See the
almost like the
smile on
UFC
my
wants to
face.
get, yeah, it's almost like they want to get rid of the women's divisions, which I'm all for.
I disagree. I wouldn't say get rid of them, but maybe keep them on the DL.
I got an idea. All the women's title fights, unless they're at the level of a Weili Shevchenko or a Nunes Harrison, I'm okay with their title fights being a prelim headliner.
That's crazy. I mean, I was gonna say I'd be okay with them headlining fight nights from here on out, but prelim openers, oof.
You know what? They could headline
Oh
the early
yeah.
prelims.
Listen, man. Listen. Bottom line, the UFC needs to, I don't know, figure something out with the programming of these rankings, and we're gonna just have to pay attention and see as it develops on what this starts to look like. Because if it doesn't start to take any sort of like logical form, it's it could deteriorate some of the value of the sport.
I agree. But I think, this just being the first week they're doing
But
it, it's kind of like it's like a feel out. Let's judge this ranking system in like September in the third quarter of the year, like September. See if it's improved.
okay, yeah, we'll revisit. Awesome. V, who do you got? Manuel Torres or Rafael Fiziev?
It's gonna hurt me to say it because Fazier's my boy, but I'm going with Manuel Torres. I'm gonna go with Manuel Torres by knockout. You could pick the round. I wouldn't even be shocked if there's a submission.
Okay, that's interesting. See, I listen. I don't hate the Manuel Torres pick. I think Manuel's looked really good. Aside from his fight at the Sphere, he's looked really, really strong. And Fiziev's kind of been struggling a little bit, but I can't help but have hope that everything I've seen lately is showing me one thing, which is that experience matters. And that's what I'm going to lean on in this fight. I think that Fiziev has the experience to come out and, he's got great movement. I think he's very durable. We've only really seen him get hurt by the best of the best. And I think Fiziev's going to be durable enough and sharp enough to keep his name relevant and get another one in the win column.
Just a style matchup is what worries me a lot. I'm not gonna compare uh Torres to a guy like Rufi, but like when it comes to those boxing exchanges plus the reach factor, Fiziev is a guy I've been saying for years should fight at featherweight, not lightweight. Um, Fiziev had most of his success against guys that had similar builds against him, as him. He beat what's that guy's name? Fights out of Izzy's gym. Who uh fuck.
Oh,
Drawing a
Brad
blank on
Riddell?
his name.
No,
Yeah, Brad Riddell.
yeah.
Beat Brad Riddell, beat Bobby Green, beat RDA on his way out, beat Moicano. Moicano's not really known for his striking. Um, so when he had a tough time with Goofy, the boxing exchanges. And Fiziev did his thing against um Bahamondes, where Bahamondes did snipe out Torres. Um, but I don't think Fiziev is that one shot power type of guy. He's gonna have to close the distance. And when he closes that distance, I don't think his boxing is where it needs to be to close that distance. And I think that showed a lot in the Rufi fight. He was doing good from a kicking range, but every time he tried to close that distance with punches, he kind of just wings these hooks. Doesn't really set up a jab or work off a jab. Doesn't really throw straight shots down the middle. And he got caught on the inside, and I think that's what's going to happen here. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just how I see this fight going. He is in Azerbaijan, so that might play a big factor. He's going to have the crowd on his side. Um, I'm also rooting for my boy Naz Sadikov. He's also fighting this weekend. Uh, Long Island zone. So hopefully they could get it done, but I don't think Fiziev's going to win.
Well, I hope you're wrong, and that's something that we're gonna see this weekend, my friend. I
Yes,
guess if
sir.
that's everything, bro. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will be back with another episode soon. Peace.